friends, welcome back. It's Nat Walsh. We are going to do another Christmas card today. This time it's going to be a Christmas card that honestly you want to keep it for the special people in your life, only because there's a lot of colouring and colouring takes time. If you know me personally at all, you will know that I like to colour. I never fully left the little girl in me behind, and I like to colour. I find it very therapeutic and just sit there, unless, obviously if the marker bleeds somewhere it's not supposed to be, then it's not quite as therapeutic. But, we're going to mask these little two reindeers out and have our Christmas tree standing behind. So done. I've just used the little bit of full stick post-it note on those little characters. And this is a decent size little card. Just going to rub my hand over it just to remove off any of the leftover residue from manufacture, because you just find that it will stamp so much better. Now I did have a little gooby down the very, very bottom. So we'll remove him. A little bit of fluff, that's all. And that's going to be, we're going to stamp our sentiment. Honestly, we're going to stamp our sentiment a little bit later. Just trying to figure out where I want my sentiment, because there's not a lot of room on this baby. If my sentiment is a little bit wonky, what I tend to do is lift up part of it, like lift up half of it, not the full. And what I find that, especially with the finer ones, I tend to find that they sort of straighten themselves up to a point. If the whole thing's crooked, then the whole thing's crooked. But if you find that the one side of it is more straighter than the other, then lift it up and let it fall itself. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you need to lift up a little bit more, but that's what I find works for me. Anyway, so the reindeers are going to be a mixture of two different blends. So we've got E44, E43, 42, 41, and W1 for the reindeers, and mostly on the inner bit I am keeping it sort of to the lighter colors. I'm giving him a little bit of fluff. I don't know whether reindeers really have that bit of fluff, but mine do. I'm giving them a little bit of fluff to, just give it a little bit of texture. The other two reindeers, we're going to use a slightly different combination. So there's not much of different colors. We're going to use some blue and red in here as well. And obviously yellow for the star, because the star needs to be yellow. My Christmas tree star is not yellow, but that doesn't matter. So it's all good. I also want to just say to everyone on a separate note that my little channel here is slowly growing, which is fantastic. But I just wanted to say thank you to all the people that support me and leave me lovely comments and just so supportive. It does take, as some of you probably know, I do this for fun, and sometimes it's not much fun because there's a lot of work involved. But we do this for fun, so it's really lovely when you get such lovely people leaving me messages all the time. And there's a couple of people that every single video I do, she leaves me a beautiful, lovely message. So I'm just extremely thankful and so appreciative of everyone's just support. So there was that deep and meaningful time. Yeah. But yeah, it's not easy. Like, I cut one video. I'm not very quick at doing it. Worst case scenario, the video, you know, would take me about 4 days because I keep getting interrupted or something. Best case scenario, I get it done in a day, literally doing the whole lot in a day. But generally speaking, that's rare. I did a video. I had a video due yesterday, and I did the video. I just had the blog post. The video was extra. I've done a video for it. It's not ready. The card is all done. The blog post for the company is all done, and that pretty much took me all afternoon. So that's not even, as I said, it's not even with everything else that you do with making videos. So it's a process, but I love it, and I love interacting with people. And I hope you can't hear that plane or something that is flying, or probably it's a helicopter flying really, really low, but it's really loud here. The reindeer noses, we're just doing a flat color. There's our deep and meaningful part of the day, so let's just move on. The reindeers are the flat color, the nose and the antlers. The antlers of this round of different coloring are the same antlers as the first, so the E44. So this time we've got E35, 33, 31 and 30. So we're sticking pretty much to our combo sort of natural blending family. So it makes it really easy for you guys to sort of, you know, remember, because heaven knows it helps me remember. So the E35 we're going to use for the antlers of the other reindeers that we coloured with the what range was it? The E44s that we did before. So we're just going to try and, like, where two things meet, we're going to try and give him a little bit of shadow where his fluff of his chest area. It's just chest. Let's just go with the chest. Might have a little bit, because I'm doing them fluffy, so they're going to have a little bit more shadow bouncing onto the other parts of the reindeer. We just sort of jumped ahead a little bit there because it was all pretty much coloured the same. So we've got YR04, there's no E's in this, YR04, Y11 and Y15 for our sun, our star. Oh my gosh, and a little bit of Y02. I am very much, it depends on what I want to do, whether I go over the thing twice or whether I just go over it once. It's much deeper and darker colour if you do like go over it twice. But in this situation, I just wanted to, I'm just counting roughly every second, every third is going to be a little yellow light. I lost what I was going to say. I don't know. It was much darker sort of colours. That's what I was going on about. So it sort of depends on what I want to do. Sometimes if I want a really strong highlight, I will leave a little bit of the lightest colour. Like I would go through the colours, and it varies on what I do. If I'm unsure of where my shadowing is going to go, then I'm going to use the lightest colour, because that doesn't matter. I can hide that. Not a problem. It's all good. So we're just going through our little blends. We've got for our lights, R39, R35 and 32. The blues that we have was C7 for our very darkest one. Mostly the C7 I think is going to be used. I can't remember I used it on the thing. Let's see, shall we? I know I used it on the lights because I wanted it a little bit darker. B26, B04 and B02. So mostly I do the darkest colour first and then work my way down to the lightest, and then I'll touch up with a little bit of the darkest colour depending on the depth of the colour that I want. You know what I mean? Like if I really want it deeper, then I'll go over it twice. If I really want a much stronger contrast, what I will do is I will go right down to my lightest color, but I will leave still a little patch where I want that lightest color. If you get my drift. So if I wanted the lightest shadow to be really, really light, and so it's really strong contrast, then I would leave that, and that would be like one of the last things I'll color in. It's a little bit of ground just with the W4 because we've got lots of nice warm colors here. So we've got a cool blue. So we've got a W4, W2 and WO. I've just got a little white gel pen to add a little bit of fun to his scarf because he's cute. But that is pretty much my card. I will link down to the blog, obviously, for all the different information that you can find with all my Copic markers and, oh, I'm a little bit high, and some more photos. The very, very last thing, don't really do any bells or whistles with this one, but the last thing I'm going to do is just double check my sentiment that it's straight, and we're going to use some gold embossing powder. I'm going to mat it down with a little bit of foam tape, and that is it. That is my card. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much again for all your support. I will talk to you soon. Bye.